Definitely not going Crystallize's way as he's 15-0 compared to the 22-11 for Seb. Lane is going excellently for him.
So hard to lane against a nature. It's like what can really deal with all of that damage from the treants? Kind of feels like a trump card in the off lane right now, which is nice.
Doxa, he's gonna get caught here. He picked up the bounty rune, but Magical, he played offensively, went into the enemy triangle, took the bounty rune there, and once Ilias spotted that Doxa grabbed that bounty rune, it was just a pretty easy measure for them to sandwich him. He's probably burning through a lot of net worth just buying regen over and over again.
Definitely. Man, this Navi rotation, this I got a little shivers looking at this just because like this is the type of Dota I like to see. A decision like this, sending the Centaur mid as soon as the Visage is level 6 and the Queen of Pain bot versus the Faceless Void. I mean, No Tail walks in and dies. And make two. You literally just walk your hero somewhere.
And then the cherry on top is somehow at 7 minutes their siege creep was still alive. So Magical, using like he's the strongest hero in the game right now, is able to kind of abuse that position and get some decent damage. Top lane, Seb getting quite low. Crystallize's going to come back to be able to claim that kill after he Shukuchi'd away earlier. Now he'll be able to take out Doxa as well, and Magical wasn't even needed to win that lane. Nicely played by Ilias and Crystallize.
Hey, very convenient.
And that chip damage really does matter as Seb in some trouble here. He's probably going to try for a teleport out, but Ilias has one stun available. Actually, you're going to fight back here. Doxa looks to be able to slow down Ilias. They've got mid one charging in, ready to go with the birds. That'll easily kill that 5 position, but at the same time,
they work so hard for just taking farm in what is supposed to be the least dangerous place on the map, their triangle. And that's feeling pretty dangerous right now.
Yeah, it certainly feels like they're using their mobile heroes that are so strong right now. Really? Oh my god, Crystallize! He was so certain. He was like, this is great. If I'm in trouble, I can pop the time lapse. But Nature's Prophet, Wrath of Nature, like several patches ago, it got buffed to a point where it does less damage on the first bounces, but it does way more on those last few bounces, and he got hit with one of the very last hits that it looked like it did like 400 damage.
Yeah, it can actually do up to like 700, it's like 725 damage at level 1 Wrath of Nature, which is insane when you consider at about level 6, that's, you know, 3/4 of somebody's HP.
No Tail looks, oh, nice hit from the Chronosphere. Actually, never mind, it only caught the one. I thought it was going to be able to get Pasha and Ilias as well. They're going to all in on the Magical right now. Magical will end up going down, but is it enough to be able to win the fight? Well, especially with Pasha already being low enough and Samael rocking that double damage rune, it's pretty easy for OG. They just so easily take towers. Well, I think that is their drafting advantage that they have to have. Right? When you have a Visage Furion, if you don't have a tower advantage and a significant one at that, then you're probably losing the game. Top lane, Seb, he's going to be a little bit low here. The Sonic Wave, but Samael instantly TPs in, gets a bash, and with the Wrath of Nature doing most of Magical's HP, they rather easily bring him down 5-6 now for OG. Look at all the tips. OG, their tip game has not gone away in these online matches, it seems.
My ability.
Yeah, it's as simple as like, all right, the fight is top lane. Let me click Wrath of Nature on the bottom part of the map.
The opposite of top.
It's not a whole, like, I don't have to do like this crazy amount of geometry or anything, you know? The triangulation is not that hard. Bottom lane tower will eventually go down here, but it's probably going to cost Pasha his life. Oh, never mind. That disruption may have actually just saved Pasha's life. He goes for the TP out, and he is successful before the bird can land. Granted, it'll cost Sioma the Slayer his life instead, but a worthy trade-off saving his core's life. And look at that, Magical getting a lot of damage on the mid tower as well. Samael poke and back up or something, but like, let's commit a little bit more. Let's just see what kind of happens. And I would love to see them stay around this area since they do have good vision around here. If they win one fight, then that could be buybacks being forced, but seems like they are going to start backing up, and Doxa, he is going to be the one left behind here. Thought he could farm one more camp. No Tail actually showed himself there with the Ice Pass, so Navi is probably feeling like they can get some extra heroes here. Mid one and Samael are still hanging around there. So OG, they do have some strength here. Pasha finds his initiation, doesn't actually have the stomp ready to go. Hit by the time dilation, he's not going to get a chance to pop that stomp, at least not yet. The disruption's going to be able to buy him some time here. Sonic Wave goes out. Samael does manage to take off that damage with the time walk stomp. Finally hit by Pasha, only onto Samael though. They're going to focus on mid one, trying to bring him down. The Gravekeeper's Cloak now down, but Magical, his life is torn to shreds by those familiars that are now going to be able to find the kill on Ilias, and looks for Crystallize, but he does manage Shukuchi away before that collapse. Slayer Looks like he's been caught on the backside as well. 3 for 2 there to the favor of OG.
I thought that was going to go a lot better for Na'Vi. Just watching mid one get shredded, it's kind of like, oh man, there's no way that Na'Vi loses this fight, right? This is the most important hero, but when you look, I mean, this hero is all about the summons, so the summons stay alive, and they're able to just completely shred Magical there. And he's got 10 armor. I was trying to see what his armor was, because like, how does he die so quickly?
Look at that. Beautifully played. They just surrounded Crystallize. So Saksa, he goes for the Rolling Thunder. And of course, Crystallize, he has his ultimate.
Like, these guys are kitted out for taking Roche and taking towers. This is looking like a very scary 5-man from OG. I mean, I said that before, and a couple of heroes had died, and it didn't look so bad for Na'Vi, but it's, of course, with the Aegis, it's looking even scarier.
They found Samael. This is a really big kill. They get a little lucky with the multicast, but it's still not enough. Samael does manage to time walk up, and Seb activates the mech. So now Samael, he knows they've run out of damage, and it's his opportunity to get some rebuttal kills. He's going to be able to bring down Slayer with the help of Saksa, and it looks like Ilias is going to be caught by No Tail on the other side with the Ice Path. So an attempt at the pickoff on the biggest carry. They give it to Samael too. Oh no, No Tail actually got it. He got it with the last ticks of Dual Breath.
And he is getting closer to that BKB. I think that's definitely just something that you're way more comfortable fighting around that. And as I say that, he's actually TPing bot on this Faceless Void. Once again, sticking to exactly what you said, which is not really looking to rush into anything. Totally okay with walking back into their own jungle and taking it back over. And then smoking out towards top to clear up the map. And make sure that Na'Vi has to stay in their base.
It's like, as soon as you show Samael bottom lane, Na'Vi thinks, okay, we can play top. But with this very fast play of a smoke, it's probably going to catch Na'Vi off guard. They're thinking there's not going to be heroes here, but all of a sudden Samael is going to show up, and he goes for Ilias first. Not a great position for a Chronosphere, but it looks like 2 easy pickoffs anyway. So even if it wasn't the ideal, like, really big 5-on-5 that could have ended the game, it's still a winning position for OG.
Dire's top tower is under
Furion. Seb, he's going to TP on to Slayer here. Gets the Sprout, Treant blocking, and Slayer is forced to try and go for the TP out, but a first hit bash from Samael. And they get the Bounty Rune.
There's a little thing that Magical did there that I do want to point out. Just this.
They're going to smoke up and see if they can catch OG. I think that's really the only changing factor in this game. There's no item that can change it. It's all about how they start their team fights, whether or not they're able to chain stun Samael down and bring him down before the Chronosphere goes off. They do manage to get the stun out onto the 2 with the Orchid as well. Can they actually get him up? No. Samael activates the BKB. Time walks off a little bit damage and is ready for the Chronosphere. They may not have to use it onto Magical, especially with Saksa perfectly timing his Rolling Thunder bounces to hit him as he comes out of the disruption. 1 core down on the side of Na'Vi, a core that does have buyback though. So they can still contest for this mid lane of Barracks, but it is pretty much all in for Na'Vi at that point in time. Pasha tried to come in from behind, but it actually gets hit by the Wrath of Nature. Now finds his stun onto 2 with a buyback TP coming in from the Queen of Pain, but a nice 3-man Chronosphere from Samael. Do they have any follow-up damage? They're focusing on Crystallize right now, and as a result, we're not able to output any damage onto Magical. Pasha will eventually die here, but Samael is still a little bit low and may actually go down. In fact, he does, but Crystallize, his life is traded out for that. In fact, Magical almost getting caught by the Familiar drop as well. Ilias being beautifully body blocked by Seb, hoping to ensure another kill as the Familiars look to chase him down with the help of Solar Crest. That is so much damage for these poor supports. They can't handle it. They're going to go down, and now the mid lane of Barracks is opened up with no buybacks on the horizon for Na'Vi.
Pasha's trying. He's trying to split push his darndest, but not very quick against these megas. Or supers, sorry.
Ooh, Saksa. Quick with the fingers there, does manage to blink away from Crystallize. Pokes at him as he's stuck inside of the Sprout, and Samael, another 15 seconds for the Chronosphere, so they may not try too hard for this. They're just gonna pop the time dilation. Oh, look at this positioning. If he can chain stun him here, they can burst him down with the Swashbuckle. Nicely done. Crystallize dead. He does have a buyback, but still, Him being gone for 45 seconds could be a free Roshan here for Na'Vi, especially if Magical dies at the top lane, right by the Roshan pit. No Tail with the Yule Scepter able to set up that Ice Path. Fortunately, they didn't have any follow-up stuns just yet because Seb is still working on that Scythe of Ice. Back over to the bottom lane where Pasha has been found. All 3 cores had their lives endangered, or perhaps were what could be, or maybe even should be, the end of the game here, but let's see what the Dota Plus. All right, Dota Plus says Na'Vi still has a 1% chance. There's always a chance. We'll see what happens here in the base defense layer. Was able to get away thanks to the Force Staff. The Saksa not able to catch up to him with the Rolling Thunder, but Samael certainly can with a time walk forward. He tempts the Chronosphere, but he doesn't actually get it off. Now it's going to be chain stun a little bit longer. No hope at killing him here. He still has his BKB as well as an Aegis. So it's just going to be the Shadow Demons dying at the start of this fight. The tier 3 down, the barracks are exposed. Seb starts laying damage into the ranged barracks. Na'Vi, they've got to make their initiation sometime soon here. They just cannot give Megas up for free. It's going to start off on a Seb poking at it, but man, he's so tanky. Instantly a blink away by Magical as Samael threatens that Chronosphere. Is going to be jumped on now, losing his Aegis. Still has the BKB on his second life, so Na'Vi can't look to kill him a second time right away. The Orchid goes out on him first. He activates the BKB, attempts the Chronosphere, but drops it instead. A Glyph is going to go down. They're just trying to kite out this BKB, and then maybe Na'Vi has a chance in a 4 versus 5 defense. Crystallize looking over at the side at some of these squishier heroes like Saksa, but can't really commit. Pasha has to go in. He sees the opportunity to be able to hit a 3-man stun. The bugs are all over OG, but they can't actually fully commit to this, and a 2-man Chronosphere out from Samael. That is going to be a GG called instantly by Ilias, as he knows as soon as that Chronosphere catches 2, especially the cores, the Queen of Pain and the Weaver, the game is just done and dusted. No chance at a comeback here. OG will push this to a game 3.